Okay, so guys, welcome all of you on this eighth session of the AWS System Admin training. And can someone quickly tell me, like, am I audible or not? So we can just start. Anyone? Okay, fine. So uh, in the last session, there was some technical issue. Because of that, I was not able to continue this session. So the agenda of this session is if you know, in the previous session we created the EC2 instance by the AWS console. But in this session, what we are doing, I am showing you other methods how you can control your AWS infrastructure by Boto, and what are the prerequisites which we have to use in the Boto. Also, there was some Linux concept which I will touch today, and some of the Python also, because if you know, Boto is a nothing is a Python library. So with that library we can connect to the AWS APIs and create our infrastructure and manage our infrastructure in the resources in the AWS cloud. So um, for that, if I talk you, first prerequisite is our Python. So currently we are using Python 3. Python have majorly two version. Python, which we called Python 2, and the Python 3. There was some syntax changements and some enhancement in the Python 2 and 3. So I am using the Python 3 for doing our uh, programming stuff. And so let me go through the basics of Python. If someone don't know about the Python, what the Python, how you can write the Python code. So in the Python, so what is Python? If I talk, it's just a simple programming language, but it has more capability. If I talk about the more easier, like C and C plus plus, I would say, because it's not like a tightly coupled language. So if you know the simple, like let's see the simple example. Uh, in the program, we need something to store our data. So that at a place where we are mentioning that we have to store some data, some value, that we call the as a variable. Okay, it is the place where we are storing the data, but it is not like if I say the variable is the place we are storing. Basically, what is variable means? Variable is the like it will allocate one place on inside your RAM. What I am saying, why I am saying I am not the storage, because in the runtime every data is stored in the inside the RAM. That's why. So it will allocate one space inside the RAM, and that space have some size. Like it might be 2 bytes, it might be 4 bytes, depends upon the data type. That thing I will talk about later. But that storage which we allocated, it's the referencing to this variable. Okay. So in the Python there was something like if I say is a is equal to a is equal to 2. This is a simple example. So what's the type of this variable? If I talk, this is the name of our variable. This is the name of variable, and this is the value. The simple thing is, if I talk here, the name and value, it's like if I giving b is equal to 2. So generally on our programming, what it will do, it will allocate one space mention 2 as a binary here. I think it will mention 0, 1 0 something as it like this. It will mention there, and it will another storage. It will use. It might be 8-bit or 4-bit, depends upon data. Right? The binary it will store, and it will give the name is A, and it will give the name is B. But in the Python, it's not. What it will do, if you are storing same value, it is just referencing. What it will do, it will create A and B and reference both the variables on the same place. So like this way Python is storing the variable. And if I talk to you, in the Python we have, in the programming language we have something like we have a variables, we have a data type, we have functions, we have operators. So variable is like, and second thing, there's some naming convention of variable, like you can't start it by the underscore, you can't start it by the number. So these are the some things which will give you the. So if you are familiar with any programming language, that variable which you are using, you can use the same variable. But the thing is, here you don't have like it's not like you have to every time you have to define the data type. So what's the data type is, if I talk you, generally if you know about the C++ and the it, you will mention like this, int a is equal to 2 and this thing. But in the Python you don't have to do, you have to just like do this thing. So what it will do, in the runtime Python dynamically fetch, like this is the value, I think this is the int one, so it will go and select the data type integer. So you don't have to specify every time what's the data type of that. If you want, you can define it. If you don't want, you don't have to define. Okay. And there are some function. So function is nothing like if you want to do some operation multiple times, so they will provide some function pre-inbuilt, and you can create your own function also. So the general function, if I talk you, like the simplest one, it's the print. We call it the print function. In the C++, we have a cout. In the Python 2, we have cf. Printf we have. But in the Python 3, we have a print function. With that, this function we can reference anywhere value to print on the console. I am not asking we can use anywhere. We can print on the console. What I means of Python console, it's like the terminal where you are executing the Python code. That's the thing. And operator is like if you know, you have a comparison operator, you have a arithmetic operator like a plus, minus, divide, percentage, and you have a equal to, greater than, less than. So these kind of things you have. So I'm not going deeply on the basics because it's not the Python training. I'm just giving the overview, so how you can. So if I talk you, we are using the Boto library. Boto 3 we are using. So Boto 3 is nothing. It's just like a one Python code which is written some in the file, which we have import downloaded in our system. So how we can use this Python file? Like we are creating one py file, like let's name it like a ec2.py. We are creating, but how we can spin up the ec2 instance there? So if I talk you here, what you have to do, if you are using both, so you can't use the Boto library here directly. What you have to do, you have to connect this library with this file. How you can do it? You have to use, wait, you have to use import. Once you use import, it will like correct, and then now you can use the photo function. So if I quickly show you what's the photo. um, I'm going the quick start. So how you can use the photo? Simple thing is this way. Like you are importing photo, and after that you are using. So what's the like a photo three? So in the photo, you have photo is like a just library. In this library, you have a multiple functions. You have a client function, you have a source function, you have other functions. So that functions you can use, and in this function you will get the like other so what if you know in the AWS, let me tell you simply, we are creating EC2 instance. So what you are doing, like if you want to create the instances, what are the prerequisite? If I talk you, the first thing is you have to log in inside your AWS console. First prerequisite. And second, what you have to do, you have to go on the EC2 and then click on the instances, and then you will configure the instance and launch it. So the first requisite is all login. How you can log in the Python? And I have already told you. You can use your AWS configure command. AWS configure command you can use, and with this command you can run the EC2 instance. Okay, and the simplest thing, if I talk you, what you can and after that, once you are running, so Python will get the credentials from your AWS configuration, AWS CLI where you have configured, and then it will run the EC2. Your yeah, it will log in inside your AWS account, and after what we have to select the service. So basically, if I talk about what the service is, like we are giving on the EC2, we are giving service. So we have to select the service. But if you know what we have, or like if we talk you from the AWS, we are using the EC2. So what we are the user for the EC2, and for the AWS perspective, we are the clients which are connecting to the AWS resources. So what we can do, we have to first connect on that particular service, because in the AWS there are multiple services, and we can't like they can't it's like easy to like if they give you everything in on one page, it's like really hard to find every offer. So what every facility they are allocated in services. First we have to go on that service page, and then we can create our resources. So if I talk you this thing, what you have to do, you have to first connect. How you can connect via Bluetooth? You have the simple thing, in the Boto you have a one function, Boto 3, you have a one function called client, and inside here you can pass the string, and inside the string you can mention the EC2 you can mention. So what it will do, it will connect to the EC2, and you can store this in a variable. So if you talk about what is this, it is the client function. So like this way we can connect to our AWS instance, and then we will go. So I am stopping this topic till here, like just now, for a minute, and I'm just launching our Oracle VM. So you can just we can just start our sorry, rel VM. And in the rel, there was something which I didn't cover till yet. The thing is like you are using your rel and you are getting this small screen every time, but I don't want to use a small screen because it's really hard. Also, you can't like sometime you put your mouse here and it's not coming up outside. So let's fix this thing first, and then we will move to our what I say this AWS topic. So Python India. So we are inside this OS. I am logging it by the root, giving the password. Okay. So let me cover you how you can do that. So basically, if you know, this is your Windows screen. This is your Windows one. Inside here, you are creating one VM. This is your VM. It's like one of the, but for the VM, it's like it is their own place. So it for the VM, it will think like this is our place. We can't go outside. So it's like you have your laptop screen, and you can't like take your mouse outside your screen. It's a simple thing. Like if I try, I can't go outside here. So if I do here, what we can do, we are enabling the uh, like in the this what I say in the VM, we are installing some package which enable the flexibility to treat it is like a dialog box, and we can go outside. And if we can go outside, then we will change this resolution. Okay, so it's like full screen we can do. So after that, it will not treat this is like whole screen. It will treat this part also as a screen. Like for the VM perspective. Okay, so for that we what we have to do, we just have to install some packages, and what we have other I have to. So in the AWS, if I talk, sorry, in the Linux, if I talk to how you can ignore this one. How you can install any package? I told you you have a yum command. With that you can. How you can check if yum is available or not? You can use the yum repo list. You can use this command. It will give you this thing. So what we can do? Yum. I'm just using your upgrade for upgrading our all packages. It's showing nothing to do. And what we have to install some package. Install. There's one co. What I said. There's one package called make. Make is like a command where you can create a make file and run the make script. So, but in the our system there was some script which is using the make file when we are executing. So for that we need to install the Perl. And what other we have to do? We have to install the kernel devil. So it's like some kernel packages we have to install, and we have to use elf like it's like utility library. Okay, lib elf lib and devil. So that thing we have to just press enter. It will show it will install this one again. Just press yes. It will take few seconds. It is basically it is installing all the packages. It is install running the scripts. It's installed. So all the packages installed, and we need to enable the guest OS image. What's the guest OS? If you talk in, if you go here, the optical layer, there was some guest. See, additional guest image. So what it will this image will enable the thing. So you don't have to like much complex. You just have to go out activities, and then here you have to go on the file section. Here you are seeing your real ISO install bomb mounted. Just click it. It will remove. And if you see in the device section, it's removed like a tick mark. And then you have to click here. Once you click here, it will prompt at this kind of. Okay. So you don't have to contain some software. You automatically it will start. You don't have to. Just we have to run it. So it detected that in the VM we have added the guest. It is running. It will take some few minutes to for the completion, and once it will complete, we can use our this. So please install. So it's giving us the warning that so we need GCC. How we can install it? What I'm doing, I'm just quickly adding again. It's installed. Let me do the same thing again. Yeah, it will start again. basically in the system we don't have, so you have to install one more called GCC. After a few seconds it will take your time. When it will prompt here, like now you press return or to close this window, so we can just return it. It is taking, it will take some time more. Yeah, it's done. If you see, now I can easily mouse. What you can do now, you can just use Control F, like not what is yeah. You can use your right control and F. It will prompt you like this full screen, and it will like a pure black. And if you go here, it will show all the controls here. And now you are thinking about it is like a the smaller one, only black screen. So what you can do, you can just go here, type display, and it will open the display settings for you. It currently it's like you can give, I think, this thing. No, this one is so big. I think this will be fine. Yeah. So after this, you will see like a screen like this. So now you will treat like your complete OS is like this one. So here you can perform your all the actions. So I'm just doing this thing. Not, and what you can do, go here in device, optical, select your this one. It shows force unmount. Do this. It will add a layer. You can just close it. So like this way, you will see your all. And let me just quickly go display night mode on. Okay. So now what I am doing, I am just restarting my OS. So if anything like goes not well and anything happen, so we can just test it is working fine for full resolution or not. So from now you will not feel like it's like a one window. You will see your whole screen treated like a one OS, and you can use like a this windows which we are using. You can use like same way. It is opening. It is showing only in the video mode. It will not treat like you need to capture mouse and this. So you can see this one. It will open. You can use your right control in full screen, and it will now it will feel like you have your whole screen. Okay, so from now, if you see here, you can use your. You can also use your browser for photo 3 configuration. Installation. I think you have installed configure. Until now, I didn't add my what I say AWS access key secret key in this system. If we go and type AWS configure here, I didn't add. So today I will add. I can't expose my access key secret key just here because it will expose my AWS account and it might be harm me financially. So uh, today I will add this key. By the meantime, we are what we need in the Python. We need Jupyter. Like so, we are using pip3 install Jupyter. Why I am using a Jupyter? Nothing is. It's like one ID which we can use. So I am familiar with the Jupyter. Like it's like a browser-based ID. It will give you much more capabilities like your normal. So ID is if you don't know about the what is ID, ID is like integrated development engine or kit if you can say SDK and ID like that kind of thing. So it's installing some packages on your system. Create. Okay. So I think it's one. You can use this card; it will work for you. I have made some changes in my system. Mm, one thing you can do else, you can add the Apple release repo. So you just have to go here. You will see multiple documents. You just have to add one command. If you see this command, we have. You can just copy it. How you can copy it? Control Shift C. Sorry, in the browser you have to use Control C. It will Control C. And how you can paste here? Control Shift V. Sorry. Oh, just give me one. Yeah. What I'm doing, I'm just adding one more repo. So the thing is, if I don't have any package inside my local rel repo, so it will take the things from the internet. So now I'm using upgrade. What it will do, it will upgrade all the packages which we have. Now if you see, we have added two more repo. So module name. I think I have some latency. What happened with that? Okay. So no issue. Uh, so just cover, do the things, do the full skin resolution configuration and the uh, set up your credential, and from tomorrow we will start quickly the Python things, and from the Python